Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. I have a little bit of a different video today. It's kind of an impromptu video and it's very different from what I normally talk about, but I do think it's important nonetheless, and I hope you will stick with me. So I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened this weekend, and I want to talk about it because it's, like I said, I think everyone to some degree in some capacity can relate to what I'm about to share with you. So every now and then I will ask my husband, Otto, if we can do a photo shoot. And we take out our nice DSLR camera and take pictures for social media, website, whatever. And, it's more than the selfies I take in my office. We'll go to a park or the mountains or wherever. So last week I had said to him, hey, I could really use some new photos. Can we do a photo shoot this weekend? And he was like, yeah, of course. So this past weekend, did my hair, did my makeup, got all dressed up, and we went to go do a photo shoot. Now I'm going to show you what I wore, and there's a reason I'm going to show you this. So I wore this shirt, which it's not meant to be a crop top, but I'm 5'9", so many shirts are a crop top on me just by default. And it's got letters on it, which I really like because I'm a writer. And it's a little see-through, a little sheer. And then over that, because, it's still kind of chilly here, I put this little fluffy jacket. I love both of these tops and I love them paired together. And I thought that this was a great idea for the photo shoot. We went to the park though. I dressed in a see-through shirt with my black bra underneath to go to the park. There's more. I also put in my clip-in hair extensions because I have very thin hair. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I always get really self-conscious, both on camera and in pictures especially, just like in general, because I have spots around my head where the hair is so thin that you can see right through to my scalp. It's especially bad right in the front and along the back. So I put some of these ridiculous things. Look at this. I put some of these around here to try to make my hair look a little thicker. And so the problem here though is that, like I said, we went to the park where there were children and elderly people and their dogs, and I wouldn't necessarily call this park attire. Maybe this, but not this. And I didn't look like a hoochie or anything. I was covered, but you just don't wear this in a park setting. And then it was a little windy, so I had to be careful with the clip-ins because if the wind blows too much and my hair moves, you can see the clips in my hair with the fake hair. So I told him, I was like, you just keep an eye on it for me, and if you see the clips, let me know and I'll try to cover them up. So anywho, we get to the park and we're there for like 2 seconds. And I was like, I hate this. I feel fat. I feel ugly. I do not feel beautiful. And we tried taking a few pictures and I was so uncomfortable. And God bless him. He's the nicest person in the world and the best husband and so supportive. And thankfully we live like 3 minutes from this park. So he was like, it's okay. We'll go home and we can try again another day. So we went home and I changed into what I'm wearing, what I'm wearing right now. Because I'm comfortable in these clothes. And I came downstairs and I felt so much better. And I said, okay, now I feel like myself. And I mean, this was like a little mini meltdown. We came home and I cried. And what it all came back to is a conversation that he and I have had many times. And again, I want to reiterate, I like these clothes. And I wear them, even at home. I've worn this jacket a million times. But my impetus for buying this was that several months back, I decided that I needed to try to dress more sexy. And the impetus behind that was that is what you, my followers, viewers, subs, will want to see. So we're in this online space where I'm trying to grow this channel, trying to grow social media, trying to get more people into my program. And everyone knows that sex sells. And I also see that, I'm competing against a lot of other people, some of whom are way younger than me, way skinnier than me. And it's funny because I wouldn't really call myself an insecure person. I've gotten over most of my insecurities. I'm 34. I've gotten over most of them with the exception of my hair. But it's more like, okay, I see that girl and she's dressing like this and she's got all these followers and all these subs, so I'm going to try to be more like that. Even though I am completely going against my nature. I am a plain Jane girl next door. I always have been. So trying to look more conventionally, traditionally, stereotypically sexy is not in my nature. And I've been trying to force it. In fact, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of my closet and I'm going to show you in these moments of weakness clothes that I bought because I thought they would be sexy and they'd make everyone happier. So we're going to go look at my closet. Going on an adventure. Oh, hey. Okay, so here we are in my closet. And I'm going to show you some of my kind of more recent purchases. Let's start with this one. Oops, it's falling. It fell because there's so little material that the hanger can't even hold on to it. This is a shirt. This is a shirt, you guys. I don't know where the rest of it went, but that's the whole thing. You know what? I'll hang this up later. This, I like this. I bought it because it's a little lower cut and it's supposed to be a little tighter, show a little more skin. It shows too much skin. I can't cover my boobies in this. Also, it's see-through. Also, I don't have any bras I can wear that don't show. Also, it's one of these things that you clip under your crotch, and I am 5'9", like I said. This was when I learned that these things never fit me. Major wedgies. Wedgies in the worst places. I bought this. I really like it. I do. But I just know that when I put it on, I'm going to feel horrible because you're going to see my fat rolls. This is a sad story. This is kind of a crop top, and I actually really do like this top. It's got pads in the boobies, so I don't have to wear a bra. I wore this in one of my videos, and somebody called me a slut. Here's another one of these leotard, whatever you call these, snap under the crotch. Bought it because, and actually I think this is pretty. I like this, but I bought it specifically because parts of it are sheer, and it's super low cut. Except, I don't have cleavage. My boobies aren't big enough to have cleavage. You also can't wear a bra with this. So I either have to wear a bra and it shows, or you can see everything. Everything. This is also a shirt, you guys. It looks like a Band-Aid. All right, you get the idea. I'm going back to my office now. Okay, so I bought those clothes. I was trying to look more womanly and feminine and, like I said, sexy. And, trying to emulate this persona that I see other people doing, and it looks so natural to them, but it doesn't look natural to me, or on me, I should say. And there's nothing wrong with any of those clothes. They're great clothes, but the problem is that I bought them with the wrong intentions. And I also bought them looking at the models in the pictures, thinking, oh, it looks super cute on her. But I'm not a size 0 or a 2 or a 4. I'm bigger than that. So clothes, of course, won't look the same. Well, somebody likes the jacket. Okay, Peanut likes the jacket. You want that? All right, fine, it's yours. This has been an ongoing thing for the last few months now, several months. And after this weekend, I think I finally got it through my thick skull that I am so tired of trying to look sexy. I've also realized that my version of sexy and other people's version of sexy might not be the same thing, and that's okay. I can sometimes feel sexy in a t-shirt and jeans. I can feel sexy in a hoodie. I put this on when we got back from the park, that whole thing, and I felt sexy in it. But sexy to me isn't necessarily showing skin, showing cleavage. That's not what it needs to mean for me. It's okay if other people think that way. I'm not knocking it. But I think I have to be honest with how I look at myself and, what kind of image I want to portray. And also, I think about the people who inspire me and people who I've been following for a long time, both online and just like in my personal life, my personal relationships. I would call all of those people attractive, but that's not the reason I follow them or I love them or I'm friends with them. I'm attracted to people because they're smart, they're creative, they're funny, they're sensitive, they're well-spoken, they're open-minded. Those are the things that get my attention. So it wouldn't matter if that person had beautiful cleavage or no cleavage. It wouldn't matter if they were petite or fat. And I say fat in the literal sense, not as a negative term. I don't think fat is a negative term. If that offends you, okay. I don't care if they're curvy, full-figured, overweight, whatever label you want to apply to it. Those things just don't register in my mind. And I like to think that a lot of you are the same way. Now, it's not to say taking care of your looks doesn't matter. And I am a big believer in when you like the way you look, you feel better. When you look good, you feel good. So that's why I still like to do my hair, do my makeup, put on clothes that I feel good in. It's just that the clothes that I feel good in might not be traditionally sexy. And that has to be okay. I have tied that look, that type of appearance to my business so much because, there are two main components to these videos that you watch. What you see on the screen and what you hear. And we all know that people like looking at things that they find attractive. That's a given. That's how the brain works. But the pressure to try to look sexy is unreasonable, unattainable, and not a great idea anyway. If it comes naturally to you and you just exude sexiness, that's great. But trying to force it, the more I think about it, I'm like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? How could I be so stupid? And especially, I was watching this one video this weekend, and this girl was saying that you as a woman, trying to show up on camera and be as sexy as possible isn't a great idea anyway, because you're going to attract a bunch of men, and those men are there only to look at you. I don't want people coming to this channel only to look at me. I want you to come here and listen to the words coming out of my mouth, listen to the lessons I share with you, things that I'm sharing based on my own experiences and my own mistakes and failures and wins. And I want you to take that and apply it and learn from it and grow from it. And I will continue to take care of myself and look nice on camera, but I would hope that regardless of my appearance, you would still come to this channel and walk away having learned something. And the reason, I bring this up because I decided recently that I want this channel to be a little more holistic. I love talking about LinkedIn, and I love talking about, freelancing services and rates and all that jazz. But there's so much more that goes into building a successful business as part of a successful life that goes beyond LinkedIn. And also, as much as I love talking about all like the nuts and bolts and logistics, I can't talk about LinkedIn forever, every single time. So, I was thinking, okay, so that was my spiel. I gave you my little speech about my meltdown this weekend and looks and sexiness and all that jazz. And I was thinking, okay, how do we tie this back to the bigger picture? In my program, I'm always preaching, telling my students, just talk to people like you're a human being. Just talk to them as you are. Because you're one person and they're one person. Have a conversation. You don't need to show up and try to act like anything. People, start their freelancing businesses and they're like, I have to act like an entrepreneur or a boss babe, a term I hate, but I'll save that for later. You don't have to act like anything. In fact, I think our clients and our potential clients are so used to receiving, emails and direct messages from people who come across as incredibly fake, that when they receive, communication from someone who's just talking like a person, that gets their attention. And I think that's why, one of the reasons why my students and I have really good conversations with a lot of really good people. It's because when we strike up a conversation with a potential client, we're not trying to act like anything. We're not trying to portray anything. We show up, we say, this is who I am, this is why I'm reaching out. Do you want to talk more? And that's the seed that we plant for every conversation. And I can tell you, I've had many of you give me very specific feedback. And you tell me that you appreciate me because you find me authentic and relatable. And I've been aware of this for a very long time because that specific piece of feedback is very, very consistent. And yet I've been trying to fight it this whole time by showing up as someone other than who I am. And failing miserably, I might add. So I think this is a good reminder for all of us to be ourselves, not try to go against nature. And if you feel beautiful and sexy in a t-shirt and jeans, that's great. If you feel it in a crop top, that's great. If you feel it in a potato sack, that's great. Because when you feel beautiful, whatever that might mean to you, you're going to radiate it. And that goes for your personal relationships. That goes for your clients, your freelancing business. The more comfortable and confident you are, the more other people are going to believe in you and trust you. So the commitment I'm making to myself is to show up to you in attire that I feel comfortable in and confident in so that I can give you my very best self. Like I said, I've gotten through most of my insecurities just with age and becoming more comfortable with myself. Like I've got a soft belly, like a lot of women do. And then about a year ago, I experienced my first ruptured ovarian cyst, which was incredibly painful. And during that pain, I was like, if this never happens to me again, like, I'll take the soft belly, I don't care. And from that experience on, whenever I catch myself going, oh my God, I'm fat, I hate my stomach, I try to catch myself and remind myself, oh my God, this belly takes care of me. And, as long as I never have to experience those cysts again, which they do happen, but I sit here and I say, thank you for taking care of me, and I rub my belly. Because as long as everything is working properly, who cares what it looks like? Who cares? And the same thing with my hair, that's like a lifelong battle. I've just lost a lot of hair due to health reasons. It started when I was a teenager. It's nothing new. It's very old news. I'm just so insecure about it. And even when I'm recording these videos, when I'm editing them, very often I have an outline next to me. And when I'm recording these videos, I'll glance back and forth to make sure I'm covering all my points. And when I'm editing, I obviously capture those moments when I'm looking to the side. And when I turn to the side, I teased my hair a lot this morning, but when I turn to the side, I have patches where you can see my scalp. I don't know if you can see them right now, but they're around here. And I will watch that raw video, the raw footage while I'm editing it, and I'll see those spots on my head, and I'll think like, oh my God, like a little part of me dies inside because I just hate the way it looks so much. And when it shows up in videos or in pictures, I wonder what other people are going to think. So of course I edit them out. But it's just one of those things where you worry that your value as a human and the things that you have to offer will be diminished because of something so superficial as, thin hair. So anyway, that was my speech for today. I hope this added to your life in some way. And again, thank you for sticking with me and for being here. And for every troll and nasty comment that I get about 50 positive ones. And I will continue focusing on the good and not letting the negative comments get me down. But yeah, if you ever need the reminder, I will tell you right now, you are beautiful and perfect exactly as you are. I'm recording right now. And I encourage you to think about what the version of this story might look like for you. Maybe you've been trying to sell services that you're not totally confident in or comfortable with. So maybe this is the nudge you need to either learn more about how to provide that service so that you can be comfortable with it, or don't offer it. Offer something else. Maybe your sales pitch feels very fake and inauthentic and forced. That's your intuition. That's your body and your mind telling you this is not right. We need to make our communication, our appearances, our own, because that's when everything that we have to offer really comes through. So that's what I want to leave you with. Again, I know this video probably came out of left field and seems really random, but I just think that, the story that I shared, I think is one example of various ways that this internal struggle can manifest. So if you ever feel like a fish out of water, if you ever feel like something is wrong, is weird, is awkward, uncomfortable, listen to that feedback that you're getting, and don't feel the need to sweep it under the rug. I've been doing that now for however many months. I've been trying to revamp my wardrobe. Dear God. Ugh. Also, if you want any crop tops, let me know and I'll send them to you. So that's it. If you're still here, thank you. I'm very grateful for that. And as always, I love when you chime in and take part in the conversation. This is a conversation. It's a two-way street. So feel free to drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And thank you for accepting me. Thank you for coming back to this channel, over and over again. You don't need to dress a certain way, do your hair a certain way. If you want to, that's great. But I will never think less of you if you just show up as you are. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm glad you're here. You are important. You are needed. And you're beautiful the way you are. And I'll see you next time.